Not that long ago, it was supermodels who conquered the world. Now, it's chefs, super chefs, and we're meeting one of the best today. A man who got to the top not through winning some biological lottery, but through sheer talent, hard work and an iron will. He came from the wrong side of the tracks to, well, one of the most beautiful views in the world. It's Matt Moran.
Julia, how are you?
Oh, table 98 away. Hello, can I come back here?
Yeah, of course you can. You're not really in a chef's uniform.
I'm not.
We'll let you.
I could burn up at any moment.
You could.
It's really hot, isn't it?
It actually gets a lot hotter. It's because of this main island here. When we turn that on, it gets incredibly hot.
We're gonna... What are you... Oh!
Marin.
It's alive.
They're one of my favourite crustaceans.
They're one of my favourite crustaceans now also, the Marin. Hey, Matt, is it possible that we can take you away for a whole day and this place won't collapse?
I would love you to.
Would you? Oh, I see.
Whether it will collapse or not, I think it'll be all right.
Let's leave the main island and take you away to somewhere a little bit suburban, a little bit hot as well.
Suburbia? Somewhere I haven't been for a long time.
Oh, what's that? Oh, okay, I've just taken off with Matt Moran in the car, and I've said to Matt, I'm a good driver, and I just left the handbrake on. So that's why you're here, Matt.
I can definitely take the handbrake off.
And if you need to do it again today, that will be great. I don't know if you know this about me, Matt, but I worked in restaurants waitressing for 10 years.
Right.
I'm hoping that by the end of the day, you might think of me in that capacity.
Well, see, I've always wanted to be an actor, so maybe we can do the whole role reversal, maybe.
We can do a little swap later.
Maybe, you never know.
Matt Moran, school dropout, is drive personified. He opened his first restaurant at 22, and 3 decades on, punters and critics continue to flock to his many establishments. He's also become one of the most familiar faces on our screens.
You need to do an entree, a main and a dessert.
We're in Sydney's West to discover the young Matt Moran.
See, a lot of people say, where did you grow up? And I just say Blacktown, not Seven Hills, because, you know, Seven Hills is not as well known. This is my street up.
Oh, up here, yes, I see.
Now, not this one, the next one. Oh, my God.
This one here?
Yeah. Wow.
Does it look the same?
It does. It does. It hasn't changed at all. Even the little rock garden. Should we have a look?
Let's have a little look.
I'm just thinking, all those years, what damage those power lines did to me. You know, I remember of a morning, a cold morning, they used to hum.
You could hear them?
You could hear them. Like a zzz.
So when was the last time you came here?
I reckon 30 years ago.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, we used to have a wagon wheel letterbox that I remember one day someone stole it and rolled it down the hill. Oh, God.
Did you have a car here?
Carport had changed. There used to be one driveway.
What did you have? What was your car?
I never had a car here, but I remember taking my mum through a spin a couple of times.
Did you?
I'll probably get into trouble for that now.
Why?
Because she didn't know.
That you were underage?
Yes.
Oh, you... It's a law breaker, rule breaker. Just through here. Well, you know the way.
I do.
It's your old house, it's not mine.
Same tiles.
Same tiles.
Man, it has not been touched. Wow. There was carpet in there, but it's pretty much untouched.
So here you are with your mum, Caroline, your dad, Jim, your brother, Anthony, your sister, Jackie, came a bit later. Was it a noisy household?
Yeah, it was, yeah. It just feels so small. It feels so small. Maybe I was just a lot littler.
Maybe, of course you were littler.
I've grown up.
You've grown up. Now, was food important in this house?
Look, you know, without sort of, you know, rubbishing my parents, you know, it was pretty much a piece of protein and 3 vegetables.
Yes.
So we ate well.
So what was this room? Was this a sitting room?
This was the lounge room. There used to be a little bar there.
Oh,
Remember?
a bar.
Yeah.
Wow.
That we used to get stuck into.
Oh, you didn't?
I did a little bit.
Did your parents measure it at all and go...
Blackberry nip. My parents don't drink.
Your parents don't drink, and yet they had a bar.
But they had a bar for other people.
Great.
But yeah, I would have been probably 15 then, I'd say.
Right.
So still underage.
Still underage, of course. It's a theme.
So in here, Julie, we had my sister's room. And she had a fan.
And the fan's still here.
So the fan's still here.
What was
That room in there was Dad's office.
Dad had an office.
Yeah.
Right.
And the one bathroom.
For all four of
That
you.
we all shared.
And then 5 of you.
That's possibly been redone.
Kitchen.
Hasn't changed a lot. I think
Okay.
it's probably had a new top and some new cupboards. And that was the laundry out there.
And have you a little
they
look
used to go
around?
out the back to the pool.
To the pool. You had a pool.
Yeah, we're posh.
Fancy.
We're
It's pretty posh. All right, so where was your...
My room was out the back, and it was actually the converted garage. It was a garage in front, and they converted the back of it to a room, and they took the other half of the garage, and my brother and I shared the room.
And did you like sharing with your brother?
Yeah, I did, because it was the biggest room in the house. It had a back door that led straight out to the pool, and the side gate that we could always just easily sneak out.
Sneak out. Skiving.
Oh, there used to be a step down here. Oh, wow. Now. Yeah, that was the original garage door, and originally there was some steps.
So you had a multi-level bedroom?
I had a multi-level, yeah. My brother was on the top level.
Yeah.
And I was downstairs.
Homework? Did you homework in this room?
No, I never did homework.
Full stop.
Just
Full stop.
didn't do it.
Come on, you must have done some.
No.
Never?
No.
Did you spend a lot of time indoors?
No, I was outdoors. So
All the time.
riding push bikes, lots of sport, rugby, baseball, police boys club, bit of boxing, and then followed it on to Thursday afternoon on the school top oval with whoever I could find.
Of course. Yeah. Wonderful. All right, let's go out the back.
Out the back. And they've taken the bloody pool out.
Oh, devastating. Where was it? Here or up
Pool,
there?
it was rectangle and it came down. So this here would have been the pool.
Wow.
So that's you can see the old tiles of the pool.
Oh,
So
we're in the pool.
We're in the pool
We're
now.
in the pool. This is the pool.
That's the top.
the pool.
We would have had our feet in the pool.
Oh, we've had our feet in the pool. Did you have a lot of friends over?
Always.
Always.
Yeah. Our place is the place to come.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So always lots of kids running around, running amok. I remember that house over there. I used to throw eggs at them all the time.
Why? What did they do to you?
I did nothing really,
Just thought you'd do it.
Just boys.
Never quite
And
get that.
how stupid is it? Like, they'd find an egg on their back door. Of course it came from us. Like, what were we thinking? That was a beautiful garden there that my father built. It was absolutely gorgeous. A lot of the garden is gone. It's missing.
All right, let's go inside. Have a little chat. So is this odd?
It's really odd. It's something I never thought I'd end up back here. I really didn't. But to come back after 30 years and to see that it really hasn't changed at all, apart from the pool missing.
You're really upset about
Yeah,
that
I
pool.
am. Yeah. It was hot out here. The pool was the only sort of saving grace.
This isn't your first home. Your first home was in Tamworth on
Yeah.
a farm.
It was a big shock. We had Tamworth, then we had Badgerys Creek, which is the dairy farm. So we came straight from the dairy farm here, and it was a massive change.
And why did you leave the farm?
I just think things got a bit tough. I don't know whether we completely lost the farm or lost all our dough, but I think it was pretty tough. So then we moved here, and it was basically a new life, which is a shock.
Yeah, I mean, your dad was a farmer. How was that shock for him?
I think it was really hard for him more than anyone. His whole life being, out in the open and on the country. Yeah, it was tough for him. And I think when we were here for about 5 years, he bought a really small block down near Goulburn. And, any escape he could get, he'd be down there, and he'd be taking us down there too.
And were they around a lot? Like when you came home from school, would your dad and mum be home? Were they all still working?
Which is good. And Dad used to drive us to sport and drop us off and stuff like that. And so Mum did on weekends. But when I first started work, I was living here, and I was working at La Berheline in Roseville. Dad used to come pick me up every night at midnight, 6 nights a week.
That'd be a 2-hour round trip.
I think he was worried that, because I didn't do that well at school and I wasn't that academic, and, I was a bit of a thug. And I think he was so worried that after I left school, because I left school before my older brother, and he was so worried that I'd throw it in and, go on the dole or, not be able to get another job.
Yeah.
And I'd get in the car, and every night he would say to me, Matt, is this what you really want to do? Because let's face it, 15-year-old boys from Blacktown didn't become cooks.
What was this area like when you were growing up?
There was lots of kids. I kind of remember every second house, that I knew someone that lived there. And the medium strip out here, we used to, every crack night, we used to have bonfires.
Bonfires?
And we used to, take fence palings and build these massive bonfires. But I can't believe where we actually built the bonfire, directly behind the power lines.
Wow.
And we used to raid other people's bonfire to take their wood and put it on ours.
Hey, I would like to take you back to your high school. It's just a short walk up the road.
Will they let me in?
I don't know. I really don't know. So here we are now. It's called the Hills Sports High School now.
It is.
Has it changed much?
A lot of new buildings over here. The front looks fairly new. There used to be big gates there from memory.
And it used to be
and
called...
the name. It was called Grantham.
Grantham? That sounds very posh, Grantham.
It does. I love that. I love that when people say, what school did you go to? You go, I went to Grantham. And you see them sitting there, oh, I don't know where that is.
I don't know.
Oh, it hasn't changed.
Hasn't changed?
No.
Really?
This was A block.
You make it sound like a prison.
I know.
A block.
I know. I didn't like coming here. I remember doing home science, and that's probably the only joyous thing. I think my final exam for home science had to do a dessert, and I did a banana split.
That's a dessert?
A banana with chocolate sauce and ice cream.
That's a dessert, isn't it?
I failed.
You failed home science.
I did, yeah. Julia, can I tell you? There was me, my mate, and 15 girls. And that was the class.
That's
not
all
stupid.
I'm saying. Not stupid, not at all.
Oh, it's a bit fancier than when I was here.
Look at all those pans and all those ovens and the shiny, shiny stainless steel. And this would be what you had.
This hasn't changed. It was all laminate when I was here.
Isn't that great?
Unbelievable. This hasn't changed in 30 years. In fact, they're probably still same size.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep moving. It's such a beautiful room.
I know.
I love it.
I love the yellow.
I love the yellow.
I probably burnt that there.
Oh, this is your domain here, isn't it?
Played here. This is the main footy field. We used to play down here on weekends too.
Ah.
Just as a footy field with mates. I don't think you're allowed in here. But we used to jump the fence.
But of course you did.
Yeah, and we used to come in and play footy and use it as our footy field.
And why shouldn't you? It's your footy field,
That's
even
right.
out of ours. Great.
It hasn't changed.
Really?
Yeah.
What would you have had in here, maths?
I had geography in here, and I know this sounds funny, but I remember sitting here one day. No, I was sitting here, my friend was here, and we're having a fight with rulers, and this must have been up here, and he leaned over and went like that, and the ruler went straight through the blinds. It was a metal ruler, and the teacher came in and saw it straight away, and we went downstairs, and I took the rap for it, and he caned me 4 times because I wouldn't dob my friend in. So I was the closest kid to it, so I got the rap. Wow. And apparently that teacher is still here.
Wow.
Still serving.
Still serving?
Yeah, I'd love to find him.
Come over and sit down. How naughty were you?
I was probably in the middle. School was, for me, going to hang out with my mates and just, doing what I had to do.
I do know there was a teacher once here who said to you that you'd never amount to nothing.
Yeah, my science teacher.
Yeah.
Still looking for him.
Yeah. Is that a help or a hindrance? That kind of comment.
I think it was a help.
It
really upset me at the time because I don't think I was that bad. But he pulled me out one day, and I obviously had done something wrong, and he said, you're hopeless, you're this and that, and you'll never amount to anything. Mm. And he was a really, really bad teacher because he didn't care. Mm. He wouldn't give anyone any love at all. I think most of my life I just didn't like to be told what to do.
But who does?
Yeah, I know.
But you arced up about it.
I arced up about it. Mm. And look, to be really honest, though, school there wasn't a lot of discipline for me. I wanted to leave school, and I would have done anything to leave school. Mm. I would have changed tyres. I didn't care. I would have done garbage. I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
I just hated school that much, and I wasn't allowed to leave unless I had a job. And when I got into cooking, and I had no love for it at all until I started it. Mm. And the difference in a kitchen is all of a sudden, as a 15-year-old kid, I had discipline in life. You know, my knives had to be sharp. I had to be there on time. You know, I had to work really hard. I had to perform, and that changed my life. That I thrived on. You know, I needed that discipline because I'd never had it before. You know, I just fell into it and instantly became, you know, attracted to it and in love with it.
Now, your first job was at Parramatta RSL on Friday and Saturday nights. We're going to go there. Do you mind if I drive again? Would it be all right if I drive you? We're going to the Ari. It's unreal.
You know, I was there when I was in year 10. That's 30 years.
Cooking is huge on TV right now, but are people watching it actually doing it in their own kitchen?
What it does, it educates people about food. So even if they're not doing it, they know what is good and what's not.
Yeah.
You know, people say to me, oh God, you know, you must hate that these people are learning how to cook. They won't be eating in your restaurants anymore.
What?
And my theory is no. They know what good food is, so they want to eat in good restaurants.
Yeah, of course.
So it damages the restaurants that aren't very good.
I know you're not cooking as much now as you used to.
Well, I am cooking. I don't do as much as I used to at work. But I'm still overseeing it.
But when you've got your apprentices around you, do you sense they're going, yeah, I'm going to be done. I mean, I could knock him off his perch.
Of course. And that's what I want. You know, I want young, striving and, ambitious.
Yeah.
And I think with anything, you know, if you're passionate about it, you succeed in many ways. It's not about whether, you got the highest marks in school and you're incredibly intelligent. You know, most chefs aren't, let's face it.
So this was your first job, Parramatta RSL Club.
Man, it hasn't changed.
He's disappeared into the call room. He's never coming back. He's just having a look. What a sneaky.
Just having a look. I remember I used to come in on Friday, Saturday nights, and for the first few hours, I'd be chef de planche.
Chef de plonge.
Over in the wash-up over there.
And chef de plonge is washer-upper.
Washer-upper.
Just so you know, de plonge.
Plunge into
La
it.
plonge, beautiful.
And then I would be the runner. And when an order would come in, I would look at the order, and it would say a carpet bag steak.
A carpet bag steak.
Or a steak Diane, or a pepper steak. And I would run into the cool room and grab that steak and bring it back to the head chef. And I remember when he was cooking, and he used to be able to crack an egg with one hand. And I used to look at him and I was just in awe. And he said, you know, Matt, when you're a good chef, you got to do things quick. And I just thought, I hope one day I can break an egg with one hand.
I love it.
And then there was a guy on the grill, and he'd been on the grill for like 3 years. And the guy on the deep fryer, his ambition was to be on the grill one day. And I just thought one day, if I could even just be on the deep fry and not have to run in and out of the cool room, I'd be pretty damn happy.
In charge of the deep fry. Wouldn't that be exciting?
Oh, wouldn't it? I was at the end of year 10, and these guys offered me an apprenticeship, and I was so excited, but they wanted to do some renovations out in the RSL, and that's when, in January I freaked out. I went back to school for only a few weeks, and I started looking for another job, and I ended up getting La Belle Helene.
So you get to La Belle Helene in the leafy North Shore.
Yeah.
You loved what they were doing with food at La Belle Helene. What were they doing?
Look,
It was so special.
I fell in love. I did a 3-day trial while I was still at school, and I went in there. I remember my dad picked me up. I said, Dad, you should see what they do with food. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, Dad, the way they present it on a plate, like fanned strawberries and souffles. I'd never seen that before. So I just literally, I was fascinated by it. I love the discipline, and I fell in love. And back in those days at La Belle, we worked 6 days, Monday to Saturday, and we were doing anywhere from 12 to 15-hour days every day. So straight away, into the kitchen, discipline. And, I used to stay back and work in the pastry section and learn how to pipe and do all that sort of stuff, puff pastry. And, as much as I possibly could learn, I just sucked it in.
How long did it take you to become head chef at La Belle Helene?
I think I was at the end of my 3rd year apprentice. Yeah, third year apprentice.
Were there people around you going, why him?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Did you care?
I couldn't give it a shit back in those days. I was tough. I wanted to be the boss.
What was your management style like as head chef in the kitchen? Allez, chef, oui, chef. Are you making them call for you? You're telling them off?
It still is.
But do you think you were tough in your management style?
In the beginning, I probably was, yeah.
And what was it? Was it just yelling mainly, was it, Matt?
Oh, yeah, no, never anything physical at all.
Didn't imply that you were punching on, but...
No. The customers out there, they're demanding and it's hot and you're getting pummeled. You know, the voice raises it every now and then.
Where does your ambition come from, do you think?
I think it's just grown organically. You know, I love a challenge, you know, and I love what I do and I love the industry and I love building. You know, I love building things from scratch. You know, we're looking at a couple of places now to open that are completely different to what I've ever done, and to me, that's a challenge. And
look at him, he's already on the tea towel. He's found the only tea towel in the kitchen, and like some kind of security blanket. He's holding it.
When I got married to make my wedding speech, I actually had to put an apron on because it made me feel more comfortable. So I had my tuxedo on, but I put an apron on.
Did you put some cheeky pants on and some clothes?
No, I didn't have to.
Just the apron.
Just the apron.
But
Little security blanket.
Isn't that lovely? That's great, though. Because it is. It's where you feel at your best.
We will begin with the One Hat Awards. These awards will be announced in random order.
There was a time, Matt, where you famously lost a hat in a review of your restaurant.
It did.
You went from 2 to 1.
It did.
What does that feel like?
It hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt unbelievably. That was about 10 years ago at Aria. I think what it did do, it made Aria a lot better restaurant and it made me a lot better person. I think what we took out of it, it kind of, you know, knocked the ego about a bit, which was kind of good. And it made us look at what we were doing in the restaurant. And I can honestly say that, you know, every year since then, I have made a conscious effort to make that restaurant better and better.
We're going to move on. But the first place you ever worked, that's
First
amazing.
kitchen. Yeah, I'm going to have a good look around. Deep fry.
It's quite heavy. Imagine doing that every night.
And oily.
And the smell of the kitchen.
My dad used to say to me whenever I got in the car every night, and he used to be able to pick sometimes of what I'd been cooking, whether it was fish or meat, because he could smell it on me.
He could smell on you. Are you sure you love this, Matt?
You sure?
Yes, I do. Are you sure?
You know what? He doesn't ask me anymore.
I wonder why. Because he sees you're doing well. Gee, the day's turned a bit, hasn't it?
I know.
But it's been lovely talking to you.
It's been gorgeous. I was hoping for a little table to be set up and you cooked me dinner.
Were you? Oh, you were hoping wrong. At the beginning of the day, Matt Moran, we mused on what you might have done if you hadn't been in the kitchen, and you mused that maybe you might have been an actor. Well, I thought it would be nice if we gave you a bit of a go at being an actor.
Right.
You can be Bruce.
Yes.
And I'll be Hayley. And we're beach kids, and I think we've had a fight.
Hi.
What are you doing here, Bruce? Have you come to insult me again?
No, I came here to apologise.
Bruce, in case you've forgotten, we've broken up, remember? You can't tell me what to do anymore. This is your big monologue.
It is, yeah. Okay, stop. I came here to apologise. I was wrong. You're the best person I've ever met. I've treated you really badly. Really, really badly.
I know.
And I have to live with that forever. I'm not going to get in the way of you and Aiden.
Thank you.
I just hope he knows what he's got.
End scene. Oh, I mean, that was great work, Matt. Now, look, let's get back to food. What is your philosophy on food at the end of the day?
It's all about the product. You know, it's all about the produce. It's all about the farmers. It's all about getting great ingredients and doing little to it. Using things that are in season. Seasonality to me is a massive plus these days. Use it, and when it goes, it goes. And get excited for when it comes back. Don't start buying it from Peru.
You've got 2 children with your wife, Sarah. How do you think the way that you were brought up has influenced the way you parent?
You know, I don't think my parents made many mistakes. So, you know, there's that story that, you know, parents say that, you know, I want to not make mistakes that, you know, my parents made with me, but I don't think I have any of that. You know, I actually like seeing my kids with my parents. Harry and Amelia love going to the farm. And I remember my dad said to me one day that, you know, I want Harry to spend as much time here as possible because I want to spend the time with him that I never got to spend with you.
It's such a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. And to see them together and see that, you know, how close they are and you know, it's so beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it.
So have you mellowed then?
Oh, I have. Yeah, I think it's getting older, you know, parenthood. And just seeing life differently.
Yeah.
You know, what's the old saying? If you find something you love, you never have to work another day in your life. And, you know, I really feel as though I've found that. I've done that. You know, I love going to work. I love the people that work with me. I love the people around me.
And if 12-year-old Matt were to walk up to you now, what do you reckon you'd say to him?
I'd like to say stay at school, because that's what I say to my kids. My kids, they will stay at school.
But it's Matt we're talking
Yeah,
to,
I
and Matt
know.
didn't like school.
I know. Look, I'd just probably say just keep on the path that you're going, buddy. It will turn out in the end. It might look really cloudy, it might look a bit stormy, but at the end of the day, you'll be all right.
That's correct. Matt, it has been so fabulous spending the day with you today. I love restaurants, and it's been so great getting an insight of that with you and sharing what you were like when you were little.
Well, thanks for taking me on the journey. It's been an absolute joy.
Oh, I'm glad.
I loved it.
Oh. Well, it's going to pour with rain.
It's going to absolutely bucket down.
Bucket down. And that RSL is still within arm's reach. So.
Spinner a beer?
Oh, you're for real? Great. Fantastic.